What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the high-grade Gundam X Divider from After-War Gundam X. The refurbished form of the Gundam X after facing off against the Vertigo, the satellite cannon was replaced for more speed and mobility, while also not slacking in firepower. Cracking the box open and you'll find a total of 9 runners and a small sticker sheet. The build is typical for a high grade, utilizing then contemporary build mechanics like the polycap joints and armor halves, resulting in a quick and simple build. Although, just like the Forever Gundam, it's hard to avoid the fact that the build does feel a little bit dated in the modern context, especially around the limbs. However, the kind of build is a refreshing break from the modern build structures, and in and of itself has no major issues whatsoever apart from the nubs on dark pieces. Despite the old engineering, what the X mold and many of the others of the time doesn't fail in is the aesthetics. The high-grade mold manages to capture the looks of the X, and it does carry over to the Divider, managing to maintain its nice and sleek proportions, decent amount of panel lining, and fantastic part separation, especially those on the shoulder vents, while keeping the X on the back with the thrusters and energy tanks. Though, comparatively speaking, the blue on the Divider kit is more of a navy instead of the standard X's dark cyan, which harkens back to the original airing of X where it had the blue instead of the dark cyan in the Blu-ray releases. Stickers aren't too numerous either, making up the eyes, head sensors, the black on the chest and inside the thrusters, the silver underneath the clear green piece, as well as the red triangles on the knees and back skirts, though the triangle stickers are fairly weak, especially when applied to the lifted knee detail. Other notable points are the seam lines on the calves, thrusters and energy tanks, and the need to at least fill in the recesses with black paint to liven up the unadorned straight build results. As a whole though, I like the looks of the high-grade Gundam X Divider, perhaps more so than it really deserves due to the fact that it has lost its main signature. Articulation begins with a double ball jointed head that is fairly unrestricted. There's a forward shoulder swivel, as well as a roll, and rotation, perpendicular arm raise, bicep cut, single jointed elbows, and ball jointed wrists. Torso crunches are acceptable, and the waist can rotate all the way. Front and side skirts can move, the legs can swivel forward and back, only front kicks allowed, and restricted sideways kicks are achievable, as well as a thigh pivot thanks to the ball joint. There's a restricted double jointed knee, ball jointed ankle armor, restricted hinged ball jointed ankles, deployable thrusters, and swiveling energy tanks. Articulation of the X Divider as a whole is restricted to say the least, especially the single jointed bends and ball jointed hips. I guess the one saving grace is the sturdy structure, so there is no worries while posing it. Accessories begin with a set of holding hands, a right side trigger finger hand, and a left side open palm. Weapons begin with a pair of large beam swords stored on the rear boosters. The handles sandwich into the hand for use, but they use this awesome custom 3D beam effect that looks extremely lively. Despite them being standard beam swords, they definitely look distinct. For range, you have 2 options, starting with the beam machine gun. Featuring stickers for the double scope, it sandwiches into the trigger finger hand for use as a double beam rifle with reduced charge time and subsequent higher fire rate instead of, well, a proper machine gun. Alternatively, the Hyper Bazooka can be used by the standard holding hands for a more ballistic firearm, though it's a bit finicky to work with since it has no moving parts. Finally, there's the signature Divider Shield, which uses stickers for the red detail and the grey on the ends of the thrusters. Featuring a rotating handle, it can be held in the hand very securely for use. While the holding angle is dependent on the orientation it goes into the hand. Besides that, the shield can be split open via the unlocking and rearrangement of panels to access the harmonica cannon, performing either more rapid fire attacks or a devastating combined widespread angle attack second to the satellite cannon. Finally, you can store the Divider in harmonica mode by plugging the central barrel into the backpack, on top of providing extra thrusters for speed and mobility, also known as the hovering mode. Just better hope that someone doesn't grab on from the back and pull the trigger. As a kid, I always wrote off the Gundam X Divider as something that doesn't have a place in my collection. I'm glad to say that isn't the case anymore and actually does well enough to warrant a recommendation. Yes, there are some glaring flaws due to its age, like the slightly dated build and limited articulation, but generally, the high-grade Gundam X Divider manages to capture the looks of the design as well as execute the vast gimmick count as well, especially the Divider's shield. Considering its size is definitely no mean feat. By no means is this the best kit to pick up from the market, but for what it is, the high-grade Gundam X Divider is still a great kit to mess with and one that doesn't disappoint. Might be worth picking up now since Bandai reissued this and the Standard X in the recent months. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching, drop a like and comment if you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to follow me on social media with the links down below. That said, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out guys, bye bye.